Welcome to Mint's Beloved Rangers. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, we'll keep on this one. I like it. We've got Nature's Claim. We do have some board wipe protection and heroic intervention, and we do have some fast mana and mana crypt and Hedron Archive. This is right on the cusp of us maybe shipping it back, but the fact that we're going to have Hedron Archive pretty quick and seize the spoils, we will certainly take it. So, an opponent's going to lead off to a very quick start, and this could be Jeweled Lotus and Mox Diamond. So let's see. So we have Anawan. We're going to see Anawan coming down. So other rogues you control get +1/+1. And then whenever one or more rogues you control do combat damage to a player, that player mills a card for each 1 damage dealt to them. So not the end of the world. We can definitely survive off that. If we had some sort of spot removal against our opponent's commander, that would feel pretty good. But the only good thing is they are down to they're down to 2 cards in their hands. And we've got a Nature's Claim, which sounds like a pretty good deal. So let's do this. So let's drop in Taiga. Let's drop in Mana Crypt. Let's go for Seize the Spoils. That way we can get a treasure token. Actually, do you want to do that just now? Let's just hold off. Let's just go and go for Nature's Claim on Mox Diamond. That way, if they don't have access to mana, all they have is a 2/4 out there, and they're not going to be able to do much with it. So anything else past the turn. So they did get some life gain, but we'll see if they have a second land to go for that. If not, they're just stuck on a... Alright, so they got a snow-covered island. So we got Anawan swinging in. And that player... So let's... Actually, we'll cover our commander in just a second. So we'll see what else they got moving. But it is 2. And that's going to be Mana Crypt. Let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. We won the flip. We were 1 for 1 on those. And we run into Wooded Foothills. So let's go and drop in Plateau. And I think at this point, we just end up going Hedron Archive. If they've got counter magic and they want to use it on Hedron Archive, go for it. If not, we can get down Minsk in a later turn and be in a pretty good spot. So anything else past the turn. So we're playing Minsk, Beloved Ranger. Whenever Minsk enters the battlefield, create Boo, a legendary 1/1 red hamster creature token with trample and haste. Then for an activated ability of X, until end of turn, target creature you control has base power toughness XX and becomes a giant in addition to its other types. Activate this only as a sorcery. So let's get the Mana Crypt trigger. Let's go and choose Tails on this one. Lost the flip. We are 1 for 2 on those, down to 30. Ooh, running a Rog. I like it. So let's drop in Wooded Foothills. And that's going to be Minsk, and that we can get down, and we can start trading with Anawan, because we're sitting at a 3/3 and a 2/4. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good bet. So let's do that. So let's go and crack Wooded Foothills. Let's go and grab ourselves let's get it popped out. So we're sitting red. I guess, yeah, Savannah's going to be perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and drop in Minsk. Okay, so we're going to get Minsk on the battlefield. That's going to be get the hamster token out there. Let's drop in Rog. Why not? This is going to be hamster and kobold partners right there. And yeah, let's go and swing in for 1. Let's get the, it's not necessarily commander damage, but it is hamster damage, and that does count in our book. So let's go and swing across for 1, knock our opponent down to 43, and then anything else, pass the turn over to our opponent. So there we go. Hopefully they don't have a board wipe. That'd be something like Toxic Deluge or Land Drop Thin Damnation. So we'll see. But this is sort of the board state that we are working towards, and that's definitely something that's good. The only thing that's missing is we need some equipment out here. So hopefully with Seize the Spoils, we can get something moving. And thankfully with Mana Crypt and Hedron Archive, we're going to be able to at least get rid of Forest and not have to worry about, discarding something that we do need. All right, so we do pass the turn with Heroic Intervention open, which is a very good feeling. All right, so we lost the flipped on Mana Crypt and Sword of the Animus. So let's go for Seize the Spoils. That's going to be red, and that's going to be 1/2. And let's go and discard Forest. And Sword of the Animus is going to be an equip for 2. And if they want to counter this, so be it. That is perfectly fine. Our opponent's going to go for the throat on Minsk. Here's the deal. This is Hamster Voltron, so we're totally okay with that. So, yep, that's fine. I'll send Minsk back to the command zone. We're going to draw 2 cards, get a treasure token, and that's going to be Flawless Maneuver and Cultivate. So that's going to be 1 card in the hand. We have not... I don't think we've made the land drop for the turn just yet. No, we have not. So if we end up going Cultivate... That should be the land drop with Heroic Intervention. I kind of like that just a little bit better. So let's do that. So it's going to be 1/2. Let's go Cultivate. Let's go ahead and split this one down the middle. We actually do have a lot of double planes in here. and we are sitting okay on green, but I think we'll still end up just... No, we'll go and grab a mountain, because most of our payoff cards are going to be Boros. So let's go ahead and grab, let's put plains onto the battlefield, mountain into the hand, click OK. Let's make the land drop for the turn that's going to be mountain. And then, yeah, we're just going to hold on to Heroic Intervention. So anything else... Yeah, we're simply just going to go and pass the turn. So we'll try to end up going for Sword of the Animus, because we do need to leave a Heroic Intervention. It will be sooner than later that our opponent will get into a board wipe. And once they do, we want to be able to protect our board state. The only thing that we're just missing right now is some sort of, Hero's Blade hit the bin with Ottawa. But we'll see what we can assemble. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be Rankle. Okay, and that does have flying and haste, which none of our creatures have flying, so they're definitely going to be able to grab that. And then Rankle, I think, is a rogue. Yeah, because they do get that extra bonus. All right, so we'll get the entire crew swinging in. That's going to be some mill damage, which we're okay with at this point right now. So they're going to be able to swing in. That's going to be 6. And then we'll see what they decide to end up doing with Rankle, which trigger they end up deciding to go for. So, but also, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, TCG Player. If you go to bit.ly/MTG, that's going to apply my affiliate link. That's going to allow you to get some cards and help support the channel at the same time. So, if you're looking to build a new Commander deck, use that link. And if you do, much obliged. I certainly appreciate it. Let's give a quick shout out to MTGO Traders. Let's give a quick shout out to InkGaming.com. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So, if you'd like to directly support cool content like this, we're going to go to Flawless Maneuver. Yeah, we've got Heroic Intervention. I think we're okay. I actually do like Sword of the Animus, so we'll dump that. So click OK. But anyway, if you're keeping score at home, it is officially free time. All right, so we run into Shuko, and then we do actually hit Divine Reckoning out of the graveyard, and we will have enough to cast that. So if we want to get rid of one of these creatures, we can. If we're going to force them to recast their commander, we can. We are getting our life total down pretty low. We are sitting at 22. So we'll see what we can do. Let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. We might crack Hedron Archive. We'll see. See what we draw into for the turn. All right, so that's going to be Flooded Strand. And yeah, let's go ahead and... because we've got Divine Reckoning. That's going to be them recasting their commander. We could end up keeping Shuko. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That will be just enough. So let's make the land drop. Yeah, with the treasure token, with us cracking Hedron Archives, because that will be 7 total mana. Yeah, I think we're okay with this. So let's go ahead and cash in 2 off of Hedron Archive. We just want to see what we've got moving. Ooh, Path to Exile. Okay, so we do want to set it up to where we get rid of Rankle next turn, and that's simply just going to be a 2/4. So let's drop in Sword of the Animist. Yes, because that kind of does change it up just a little bit. It's going to go Sword of the Animist onto Boo. That's going to be +1/+1. That's going to be a 2/2. Let's drop in Shuko, and that's going to be a free equip. So actually, let's go and crack Flooded Strand. And we'll grab just basic planes. And let's drop in Shuko. That's going to be 1. Drop that on. That's going to be a 3/2. And then anything else, that should be it. So we've got Heroic Intervention still online with the treasure token. We've got Path to Exile to at least stop Rankle right now. And then anything else... No, we're simply just going to go and pass the turn. Yeah, we'll do that. So we've got, and that's whenever it deals combat damage. All right, so we do have Path to Exile active on Rankle. That way we can stop the sacrifice, the discard element from our opponent. And worst case scenario, we can... Yeah, because we've got Divine Reckoning, and either way, we're both going to keep, one of our creatures. They're probably going to keep Onawan, and then we'll keep this one. So let's go Path to Exile on Rankle. And if we want to stop the mill, we can, but I think we're okay. Like, we'll hold on to Rog, just in case something happens to our commander. All right, so we've got them swinging in. We'll go and hold on to Rog right now. If we need to chump block, we can at a later time. So I want them get him for 2. We'll drop us down to 19. Oh, bummer, we missed Togo. Togo and Rog, they always like to have a lot of fun together. So we'll see what else they're going to cast. If they end up casting a semi-decent creature, then that's going to give us access to Divine Reckoning. So, Notorious Throng. Okay, so that was... Let's see what that's going to be. This is just going to be 2 Fairy Rogue tokens on the battlefield. And they actually did end up paying the Prowl cost on that. Okay, so they're going to be able to take an extra turn off of this one. So that is a little bit of a bummer. But thankfully it's not going to be the end of the game, and then we can see what we can assemble. But yes, with that, with those 2 Fairy Rogue tokens, with them being able to get in for 6, that does kind of put us on a clock. We're looking at a 4-turn clock with 6, technically, because that drop us down to 18. But a 3-turn clock whenever they get something else moving, especially if they have a hasty option coming down. And that's going to be Notion Thief. Okay, so at least with this Divine Reckoning, it's going to look pretty good for next turn. And let's see what this is going to be. This is going to be Thieves Guild Enforcer. Each opponent mills 2 cards. Okay. So the game's not over. It's getting a little close for comfort, but we'll see. Thankfully, with that Divine Reckoning, we'll be able to get something assembled. All right, so I get the entire crew swinging in. That's going to be 10. That will drop us down to 9. And the good thing is they have 0 cards in hand, so that's going to be something that really does, they're not banking on having some sort of counter spell or something like that. And that last card they drew is a land for the turn, so we can at least go for Divine Reckoning and get rid of the board state. All right, so let's see what we rip into for the turn. Let's go and choose Tails on this one. Lost the flip. That's going to drop us down to 6, and that's going to be Bonesaw. Okay, so let's go for Divine Reckoning. And we're going to choose Boo on this one, because Boo's very important. Click OK. And they're going to choose Anawan, so that's going to hit the reset button. And actually, that's simply just going to leave the Thieves Guild Enforcer out there. It's simply going to be sitting at a 3-2. So let's drop in Temple Garden. We're going to have that come into play tap. Not going to pay 2. Let's drop in Bonesaw. And then anything else, we will pass turn. So they do have Hall of the Bandit Lord. That's going to give their commander haste. So they're going to be able to cast it out of the command zone with haste. Or if they're drawn to something else, as far as a creature goes, they will be able to cast that with haste. And that's going to be Mox Opal. So we are looking at a 3-2 coming down, and we're looking at a hasty 2-4. So we're at least going to be able to stop the 3-2 and still leave up Heroic Intervention, which will kind of stop that, because we're only sitting... Yeah, let's see. So that's going to be okay on that, because we still want to keep Boo around. So we're going to go for Heroic Intervention. It's going to be a little bit of extra mill, and we're only at 51 cards in our library, so we can make this work. So they got a 2-4 swinging across and a 4-3. Let's go for... Yeah, they have no cards, so it's not really going to matter. So let's go Heroic Intervention. And then let's go and block on the other Thief. Have Boo jump out from the alleyway and... take care of this rogue. So it's going to be them swinging in for 2. It's going to drop us down to 4. So that still keeps us alive with the Mana Crypt trigger. Okay. I don't know how we win the game right now, but we'll see. Let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. All right, won the flip. Okay, that's good. That's a start. And then we run into Battlefield Forge. Okay. So let's get Bonesaw onto Boo. And we're sitting at a 4-2. Yeah, man, there's nothing else out of the graveyard that we can do. Let's just pass the turn. We do have a land drop that we can make, but we're simply just going to go and leave up Boo right now. And I get, technically we could have cast Mince, because that still would have, we still would have had the option to get a different, keep our Boo on the battlefield right now. But if we want to make this trade, we certainly will. So let's see. All right, opponent's going to swing in. Let's make the trade with Boo. That's going to be a 4-2. And if we can just keep making this trade all day, we'll do it, and we can go for Minsk next turn and get re-get these pieces of equipment equipped on there. One of the things that I like to do is, the reason we didn't make the land drop is, I want our opponent to think we've got a combat trick or something. If we have more than enough mana at this point in the game, I like to hold on to a card just to make their decision tree just a little bit harder than what it normally, add just a little bit of an extra layer to it. They're probably thinking, if they had something, they would probably use it. But, having a card in the hand versus 0, where, the coast is 100% clear, it just kind of, forces them to maybe do something that they normally wouldn't do, or go for a little bit of a different line of play. All right, so we're going to get Anawan coming back down. And we still have access to Mince, so we're going to be able to get Mince down next turn, and should still be able to get most of this stuff back out there. Let's go and choose Tails. Won the flip. There we go. All right, so we run into another forest. Let's make the land drop for the turn. Let's get Mince down. Let's get Boo out there. Let's go for it. It's going to be 1-2, tap down for Naya Colors. I think what we'll end up doing on this one, just so we can keep our commander around, let's get Sword of the Animist onto Minsk. It's going to be 1-2. Let's go for Shuko onto Boo. Yeah, I actually like this just a little bit better. And let's go for Bonesaw onto Boo. That way we at least have a 4-4 and a 3-3. All right, so anything else? No, we're going to go and pass turn over to our opponent. So, haven't stabilized just yet, but we've kind of. Our opponent just said Mana Crypt's going to get you, and I said, we'll see. Maybe we get lucky, and we'll see what they draw into. Maybe we grind this out. Who knows? We'll see. We do have Batterskull in here, so if we get Batterskull down, we swing in for a life gain chunk. That might make a difference, but if they rip into some sort of flying threat, that's not good for us. We'll see. All right, it's going to be Opposition Agent. Let's click OK. And so that does cut us off from going any sort of exile effect, which is some sort of tutor effect, which is a little bit of a bummer, because that would be something like Stoneforge Mystic. But let's see if they want to get into the red zone. All right, they're going to send the crew in. All right, so we're going to make trades on this one. Let's go Minsk on Anawan. Let's go Boo on Opposition Agent. All right, so we keep Minsk on the battlefield. That goes back to the command zone, and they can't recast it again, so they're gonna have to go for Hall of the Bandit Lord. All right, so let's go Mana Crypt. Let's see if we get Tails again. All right, we win again. All right, so we run into Beast Within, and oh, look at that was great. Let's drop in Forest. Let's go for Shuko. Now, what we can do, we can Beast Within to get a Beast token on the battlefield because we need extra bodies. We can Beast token on Minsk, and that'll be a 3/3, and then we can recast it. That'll be a pretty good commander chunk. Because if we just hold back and block, they're going to be able to swing in. That's going to put us into Mana Crypt territory. Or we can also just Beast Within on Mana Crypt. Let's just do that. I think that's a lot better. All right, so let's drop in Mana Crypt. Let's go Beast Within on Mana Crypt. All right, we get a 3/3. Let's go and drop in Shuko onto Beast. Drop in Bonesaw onto Beast. So now we're sitting at a 5/3. Let's go and swing in. I think with Anawan going to the command zone, I think we can swing in. Let's go for it. All right, so we got Mint swinging in for 4. That's going to put a basic land on the battlefield. Yes, we'll definitely use that ability. Let's grab Mountain. I know that's a little risky doing that. But we want to get some damage in. All right, so we drop him down to 19. And we want to put Sword of the Animist onto Beast just to give it a little bit of an extra bonus. All right, let's do that. Because we can always shift it around if we need to. So we're sitting at a 6/4, then anything else past turn. All right, so we run 3 Mana Crypts in a row to keep us at 4. Let's see if our opponent's got an answer. We'll see what they ripped into for the turn. Let's see if they make the land drop, if they got a hasty... Our opponent's going to scoop it up. I will take that as a win. We're going to be able to swing in next turn. Oh, yeah. I guess our opponent's salty. I don't know why they scooped it up, but that is a W in my book right there. We will take it. We stabilized at 4. It's not a clean win, but if our opponent's going to get salty about that, hey, I'll take it. Oh, there we go. So we run into Batterskull. We got Boots. We got a Beast token. We're going to really chip away at our opponent's life total, especially the Batterskull out there. Oh, that's... Hey, look at that. Minsk and Boo, I'll take it. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Bye.